If you've been following Khatful, you'll be very aware that I'm very passionate about dealing with the issue of crime. And using crime as an acronym: corruption, rape and robbery, illegal immigration, murder, and extortion. Until we deal with the issue of crime in this country, we'll not be able to fix the economy, we'll not be able to fix our education system, we'll not be able to rebuild this country that we love so much. But let me tell you what we need to do before we can deal with any of those things. The ANC has to fall for this country to rise up again. Let me repeat that. For South Africa to rise up again, the ANC must fall, and they must fall permanently. Because until the ANC is out of our lives, we'll never be able to develop this country again. And the only way to develop this country is to deal with the issue of crime and restore law and order. And what has been happening for the past 15 to 30 years is we've had people in charge who are not interested in dealing with the issue of crime. So if I break down crime as an acronym, I'll start with corruption. The ANC is the face of corruption. So for as long as the ANC is in charge of this country, we'll not be able to deal with the issue of corruption. We'll not get rid of corruption out of our home affairs department, out of the licensing departments, out of our policing. If you want to fix the South African police service, you need to deal with the issue of corruption. And the only way to deal with the issue of corruption is to get rid of the ANC cadres that are sitting in those positions. The ANC is a cancer. The ANC has become so creative with corruption that the corruption is so deep that it is actually their culture. So until we get rid of them, we'll not be able to deal with the issue of corruption. Number two, the rape and robbery that happens in our country, the violation of our women and children, and the breakings that we experience on a daily basis, including hijackings. These activities, these illegal criminal activities, and sometimes very brutal, are enabled in this country because we have an incompetent group of people that are running very important institutions to deal with the issue of crime. So our criminal justice system cannot be fixed until you deal with the criminals that are running it. So until we get rid of this group of people, we'll not be able to deal with the issue of how our women are violated on a daily basis. We break all sorts of records worldwide, and how people break into our houses and steal our possessions, and break into our cars and hijack our cars and terrorize us and put us in our boots and drive around and drop us in the middle of nowhere. We get terrorized in this country because the ANC is in charge. And for as long as they're in charge, we'll not be able to deal with the issue of crime. And until we deal with the issue of crime, you'll not be able to redevelop this country. This country can be rebuilt. After World War II, most of the European countries were bombed to the ground, but the infrastructure was there underground. They could rebuild it. South Africa can be rebuilt. But the only way to rebuild South Africa is to restore law and order. Clean up, and then you can build up again. Number three, the I in crime, illegal immigration. Until we deal with the ANC and make sure that they fall, we'll not be able to get rid of illegal immigrants for as long as the ANC is around. So as soon as the ANC is out of our lives, we'll be able to deport all the illegal immigrants, shut down the borders, and have a proper country where people don't walk in and out as and when they wish. We'll have a proper country where people cannot walk into our country and get fake documents and do all sorts of nonsense. Shut down the borders and have mass deportations. And you cannot have a border and do mass deportations for as long as the ANC is in charge, because they're not interested in finding solutions. They're not interested. So the ANC must fall for us to be able to rebuild our country and get rid of all the illegal activities that are happening in our country. Now to the M in crime, murder. Our murder rate is something that we don't even talk enough about. I mean, I read in the news this morning that there was a shooting in Meyerton, somewhere in Vereniging, and I think, I'm not sure about the numbers, but it was a lot of people that were involved in that. There was a lot of Lesotho nationals that were involved. I don't know the full story. But the point I'm trying to say to you is every day we hear about a crime situation where people are getting killed. In this country, to take somebody's life and get away with it is very easy. To take somebody's life, somebody who is a breadwinner, somebody who is somebody's father, somebody's brother, somebody's mother. You take their life, and in South Africa, the chances are you will get away with it. You will get away with murder, literally, because the system has allowed it to happen. It's not easy to clamp down on this kind of crime because our forensics labs are a disaster. The police are not competent. Those that are competent are in the minority. The leadership of this whole justice system is not good enough to run a proper system. So we are very quickly losing the effectiveness of our justice system, where it's easy to get away with crime, so the police don't catch you. And if they catch you, it's very easy to get away with it because the justice system cannot be trusted. Kids' gloves, when people commit crimes, we treat them like they're heroes. They arrive in court and then they get bailed, and then sometimes they commit even more crimes while they're on bail. The sooner we get rid of the ANC, the sooner we can reform our justice system and make sure that we've got an effective police force that is doing their job. Secondly, you've got prosecutors that know what they're doing. And we've got judges that are not compromised, and they will put you in jail and you will pay the price for the crime that you've committed. Now, for the E in crime, which is extortion. Listen, I've been in business for 20 years, and I talk to friends and family members who are in business as well. What has become very apparent in South Africa is that due to the unemployment rate, due to the people that are coming from other countries here illegally and then bringing their illegal activities into our country, businesses are being targeted. I know somebody who has a filling station and gets approached by different people on a daily basis trying to extort money out of it. So it is becoming an income stream for gangs, and then they're getting away with it because the police are in on it. So for as long as we have the ANC as a government or in any part of our government, we'll never be able to deal with the issue of crime. And until we deal with the issue of crime and restore law and order, we will not get this country back. Look at the illegal mining that happens in our country. Look at all the illegal mining activities of Zamazamas, terrorizing families. Last week I mentioned about families in Randfontein that are living in a community hall because they've been terrorized in their own houses and been chased out of their homes. And those kids being compromised, now they can't even go to school. And instead of having a very serious response by our army or our police, the politicians that go there and talk to the people there and then promise them things that will never happen. What happened to the pride of protecting your own citizens? What happened to the pride of saving your citizens? So until we get rid of the ANC, we will not fix this country. So it is time for the ANC to fall so that we can pick up the pieces of our country and start fixing it. We can fix our crime situation, fix our economy, fix our education system, fix our ports, fix our railway systems. But for as long as we have people whose main job is to steal from this country, to steal our resources, until we get rid of those people, we will not be able to rise up as a country.